Time continued to flow in quiet stillness. Along the way, the phone's battery stopped at 97% for no clear reason. It was a tiny fluctuation, never meant to be recorded. Yet this program gathers only those small, meaningless shifts. Meaning optional.
I managed to getting back to normal, but my morning was a total mess, but that made me think about what I said in my last episode. Students at school, workers at a company, and people who stay home. There, I don't think I live a very strict life, so I'm busy at home too. That's why I'm doing well and not letting anti-feeling about thought that push my head strange wrong ideas break me. I'm doing well at not letting random thought attack me. It builds a good space suit. Even if I don't call it a rule, it becomes like a bone wrap that protects me because I can fill my time tidily without any gaps. People who make perfect plans when they trouble are probably scared of making a gap. For some reason, this isn't changing since my school days. I watched a TV show today that explained about the company, showing why their business is great, but I have zero interest in listening to that. I have no interest at all in companies. People talk about companies or what they talk about. I've been that way since my school days. I had no interest in art, but I only cared about deep school research, so I wanted to be a researcher. I hated degree research and company. I wanted to work at the university no matter what. Doing anything, doctors are lucky. Others medical workers are fine, but doctors can do research while treating people, and they can go to the big meeting too. I have zero interest in what companies do or in the money world. It's still the same now. I don't know why. Next to talk on my podcast, I practiced talking about more seriously than a student studying for tests, so I don't forget. But I keep forgetting and remembering again. On YouTube, you get related videos, right? Unlike before, now I watch videos of Nogizaka and I'm happy they're there. Before, I ran out things to watch and looked for other things but found nothing. So I had a hard time killing time. I really felt like I was in a terrible place. It was enough to make me go crazy. Now I have things to watch, but before I was losing my way. I can't watch every single thing that comes up and picking which is very hard. I can't really choose that is good or bad when I'm inside and empty space. I try to pick and choose what to watch while making my own rules, but that gives me a lot of stress. I start thinking, why don't watch this? I don't need to watch that either. Then I think there's no meaning in watching videos at all. Then I start thinking, why am I even alive in the first place? It's better than to think too much. Now I just watch whatever comes up easily. When I do that, my real nature comes up. I wanna watch everything that comes up. My perfect self comes out. I wanna choose when watching everything or watching nothing at all. This young way thinking doesn't change every now, but YouTube just keeps showing related videos. Next, I saw someone with a similar face today, and it's bothered me, or I forgot one thing I wanted to say and kept thinking about it. In the end, I couldn't remember it. I started about why Amuro Namie wrecked Komuro Tetsuya, and also I don't know why I never thought about this before, but most sweet bands combine Japanese and Western things that like red bands. I thought about my many things when I think about the bands sold at convenience stores or a supermarket like Yamazaki bands, and I don't think there are many bands, though jam goes well with toast. It's not rare or sweet dessert either. But if you think about the hot dog or hamburger, I don't think convenience stores bands use that kind of meat much. In Hokkaido, we have beans and I think that fit be best, but cream is the best. Chocolate is wrong, peanuts is wrong, and people have many opinions about curry beans too. When I think about it, red beans paste is one. It's a story, but sweet. For the answer, I don't know, but let's say it's just one story I heard. It was too heavy for Japanese people, so that's why it happened. The sweetness cream or jam was probably hard for Japanese people back then. I think they shouldn't have eaten bread in the first place if that was the case. But that's fine. Come to think it, I see people on TV feel like them point out when people say two different things and they say it straight to the person. But for me, I notice when people say two different things and almost everything that they say, but when I hear people talk, I end up thinking about maybe they aren't saying two different things, or maybe they aren't saying anything strange. I think they might be speaking for me, saying that I don't usually talk about, but it's sad that I often don't feel anything at all, and there's times that does happen a lot. Who you blend soybeans for tofu in a liquid and cook it on a heat. It tastes amazing, but it makes me sad. And to think that this good discovery won't ever be seen by anyone, though that's fine. It clearly tastes like cocoa or chocolate. Clearly, that means right. That was the taste of cocoa or chocolate until now was actually just the taste of burning things in the fire. It's similar to red beans paste. It doesn't have to be small red beans. That's been just the best feel in the mouth. But putting it aside whether it tastes similar or not, any other beans would have been fine if it's met the condition for the bean around. It didn't have to be small red beans. They should use it. They just use it because the condition match it. It didn't have to be that beans. This variety that was cocoa or chocolate was actually that taste. It means soybeans were fine for me. I'm not tasting the real things for it, but I still think it's a delicious. I thought this kind of thing probably happened with things other than food too. For example, if a very beautiful girl looks just like her father, it makes you wonder that you thought was so beautiful about her in the first place. This example probably are hard to understand. Next, I eat 3 blocks of tofu every day, but I don't get tired of it. Same with soybeans. I thought But why for a few years I figure it out quickly after thinking for a long time. It might not be a quick answer, but I come to understand it's little by little. But before, for some reason, I decided to eat curry every day. There are many kinds, right? There are curry blocks from different companies, but even though I had just started eating it, I was already worrying about getting tired of it and feeling hopeless with tofu. I didn't that worry, and when I thought about why, it was because I had a strong mind about it. I had a strong mind that I would go with this and that there was no other choice. So for me, getting tired of something or not is a matter of mind. So there is a sensory part to, for me at least. That's why I never get tired of tofu at all. It's strange, tofu doesn't have much sugar, salt, or fat, so it's not something you get hooked on. And I don't know why it keeps going like this. If it were alcohol, I could understand that reason. Next, back in my school days, when I was in junior high, no matter how I thought about it, Japanese music felt uncool to me. So I wasn't looking at it with bad eye on purpose. Once I started listening to old classical music, I feel everything else was about the same, but I still wonder about this halfway music that care about Japanese quietness, both old stuff and new stuff, especially since I started supporting Nogizaka. I listen to a lot of Japanese music now. How do I feel? I don't know, but there is a Japanese feeling and the Japanese language, and now the uncoolness feels sweet to me. I feel a lot of closeness to it. Also, I knew and thought that Italian fits music well, but English is the exact opposite language. I thought that was strange because English is supposed to fit music well. It seems what fits change depending on the style of music. That means Japanese might fit well depending on the style too. When it comes to how you say words, there are few languages that are the farthest from Japanese language that Japanese people can't say at all. And I thought there were language countries I didn't know, but it turned out English was one of them. That was a shock. We were forced to their school, and I thought there's no way we can say it. The other language are places I don't really know. I wonder if that language is specific people, but since English is one of them, it's impossible for Japanese people to be forced to do it. Even just for how you say word, it's like that. And from Japanese point, beside that, it's impossible for Japanese people. And on the other hand, you would think there are many languages close to Japanese, but Italian and Spanish are surprising. German is to Indonesian and Portuguese to. That means you can tell just from how you say words that English is a very distant language for us. Even if German is close, I don't think it's that close, but it's still easier to say. So what does that say about us with English? But when I study English, it really feels like a special power. How can people understand it? It breaks down in a crazy way. It makes me think the structure of the brain is different. I talk about this in detail in my last episode, but I'm standing inside the empty space. I don't have pride, but when I talk about it like this. I wonder if I feel safety in doing that. That's why I kept saying there, but it's not wrong to keep staying, and that's strange. Confident. Also, after I quit my religion, I feel like I was aiming for something until then. And there was absolute things. So I feel like I was moving towards that absolute things. There was a fake picture growth to thinking I would grow, but now I know there is no absolute thing, so there is nothing to aim for anywhere. At first, maybe there was a bit of blank feelings, but when you face the empty space, even if you aren't aiming anywhere, you start to feel what's wrong with just living. You stop seeing it as a problem. It doesn't sound human, but I think it's a normal thing in a way birds, ducks, eat cat, and insect live that way too. I'm recording this at night. I have two sides to my mind, so even when I think about the show's name, the moment I think it's down, I wanna emphasize this part or this. I think I should have done it that way. So it never gets decided. Also, during meals, memory of regret almost explode sometimes. A guy from the basketball club once told me I should go to the outside. He was seen nice during gym class and was a good guy to everyone. So I keep wondering how I should have answered him. Back then, I just find it so strange why people worry about their past or why they know things. Asking that in the first place and strange. And I don't know how to answer in these times, so I gave a strange answer, and I regret it. To add to that, I had getting even a millimeter close to anything like being hooked on something. It gives me bad feelings when I stop so from me. A fun feelings is nothing but a scary thing. Also, I thought today when I was saying thank you for the meal to my mother and father, my thought about the come out like feeling story. Then I don't have special thanks. The reason these feelings change is because the muddy from outside the world and this life are full mixing and change like a muddy from coming at you. I make sure I don't get beaten down by it, but I think it's fine and human for the mind to move. Some religion call it a bad desire, but I don't think Buddha meant that having desire is bad at all. I just want to avoid getting swallowed by that money flow because it moves toward breaking down. Oh, come to think of it, don't you think this kind of sense a lot? Someone higher position telling a younger worker that they've been doing this seriously, so it causes trouble if the younger workers does it with a half-hearted mind. You see, that a lot, but that's junior high level that not wanting to be looked down on. They scared others because they don't wanna be looked down on. They don't wanna they don't want what they've done to be mocked or denied. So they say it because trouble when you do it with a half-hearted mind to their worker or younger people. Until now, I didn't want what I am or what I don't to be mocked either, but I just felt angry. Those people say don't mock me straight out. It's like it's normal to say that, and I found it so strange that it's common for me. Saying don't mock me doesn't feel very meaningful. Instead of me telling them don't mock me or tell them to do it seriously. It makes the other side looks like a slave. It feels like I'm being mocked or what I'm doing is being denied. So making them do it seriously makes the other side look like a slave. In junior high, there was a guy who mocked me, and I kept thinking I should said in a loud voice during lunch that I would tell our teacher everything he said to me. I wonder how I could beating him down. At least I wanted to stop them from saying bad words and these times. So at a company, maybe I should just say I'll tell the boss everything you said, but whatever thinking about it won't help. Today's dinner was tempura. The amount was a bit rich. I'm happy to have that much. The eggplant had almost no taste, but had a nice fresh flavor. The feel in the mouth was good, and it was nice and juicy. Also, it was first time having chicken tempura. Chicken tempura is very delicious. That sweet potato was delicious too. Also, the fried fish cake. You should taste a good fish cake, just a little bit. Also, the onion that was delicious too. Also, the salmon also roasted ranch, the branded soybean things really tasted like cocoa and chocolate, like I said earlier. So it was very delicious. I didn't put sugar at all. It's strange. The beans also there's sugar. Maybe my taste is strange, but it tastes great. Also, cucumber tonight. Yes, I'm recording right now. Today while sleeping, I pushed both hands inside my pants and scratched really. I was washing my hand before using the toilet. I went to the toilet first, but today I had to go wash my hands, and at that exact time my mother and father were eating tempura. It takes time, and I felt sorry, and it always takes more than this exact moment. So I thought I had bad luck. We just done much well before for some reason. I always went downstairs at the exact time my mother and father came home, or the opposite happened with great good luck, and I could go up to the second floor. It's strange. It's either abnormally good luck or bad luck. I hate comedians generally. There is a guy who looked quiet but has long dread hair. I look him up on Wikipedia. His partner got kicked out school for a while for fighting with teacher. Next, he got kicked out for a while for fighting with station worker. Next, he got kicked out for good for stealing a tomato. I realized there really are people like that. It's crazy. When I was at high school student, there was a very strange guy in my school. He looked very strange even to me. He was super smart, but I wonder if even a guy like him could do a job, and I imagined how he worked. I thought if I were in the same workplace as me, who even a guy like him could keep going, I could keep going too. I thought about that a bit, but he was always sleeping during class, and he was a hopeless guy. I wonder if it would really work out. Also, I keep my mother and father standing. They stand all day. They don't lie down to rest. They have a lot of strength to that. Before, I felt very sorry about turning tea in a hot water during meals, and I thought it must be hurt. But now they stand all day, but there is no turning point, and it just keeps dragging on. I think about it in that way. Also, I thought yesterday talk was finished, but it's complicated. It seems people have been putting jam on taste since a long time ago. They put jam, so it didn't have to be red beans paste, but sweet pans only use red beans paste or cream or the main errands, which is fine. Looking at yesterday talk, who the reason red beans, buns are the main ones. It's because jam is too happy for Japanese people. Then that reason doesn't work anymore based on state talk. If jam is fine on toast, it doesn't work. I hate that things that don't make sense like this, but things that make sense feel boring to me. Also, that last night my user time to go downstairs there right with on the first floor. No matter how many times I tapped the toast, it was no good. My mother and father seemed to be still awake, but they had fallen asleep in a living room. They fell asleep in a living room and didn't notice I went downstairs during dinner yesterday, so I feel sorry, but this has happened many times before too. I almost think it's revenge, even if I don't call it revenge. I think we are even these times, and they always say they forget something and come back from quickly, or worse things happen. But because my mother and father and my school days, I end up doubting them that way. Also, I was just daydreaming that the reason person running a idol group tells someone, everyone tells you were just a trouble at first and only caused trouble, but I don't think so now, and everyone else shouldn't think so either. He said it while crying. Or someone said being the center is impossible for me, right? I want to do it at least once. Or someone says I feel the most room for growth in you out of everyone so far. I daydream about these things very clearly, but it feels like a dream. I wonder my bed if it was a dream or a daydream, and the line gets fuzzy sometimes, or come to think of it. Someone who had a sleep problem yesterday where you can't move said firmly that it's just a brain being awake. They say it's firmly because they are scared, and when I believe that, but that person believe the inside, but hearing that talks from people who say realistic things firmly feels good, so though that doesn't happen much. Someone was talking about monsters, and I wondered if they believed, but they said it's fun as entertainment. They said they use monsters as example to talk about things they don't understand, and I thought that was an interesting way of thinking. They can say that preciously because they know monsters don't exist, but they enjoy monsters. I think some horror fans are like that too. They don't really believe in ghosts too much, but they enjoy it as entertainment. Come to think of it, most married couples who do well have separate bedroom. My best friend parents were separate, but they didn't do well in that house. And the mother went out her way to sleep in a daughter's room because there was no extra room. She hated being in a same room as her husband that much, so that's different story. They gave reason like snoring noise or brightness, but that's not a reason. It's a benefit, but I don't think it's a reason why married couples as well. Yes.